Welcome viewers. It's yet another evening that we are coming to your house to reach you with the series that we have been doing on parenting. And I'm glad that you are still following us. I'm glad that you're still watching. And we are happy to have you because we are here, because we know we are ministering to you and we are reaching out to you. My name is King Oro Martin. And I come to you under the umbrella of Deliverance Church Saika, under Reverend Owen Wafula. Before I continue, I just want to start with a word of prayer. So let's have a word of prayer. Father, I want to thank you, I want to praise you, I want to glorify you, I want to magnify you for who you are. Thank you for this evening that you have given unto us. Jehovah, even as we reach out to your people, we want to pray, dear King of Glory, may you even use us to minister to them, Jehovah. Use us to touch their lives, King of Glory. And as we walk through this journey of parenting, these teachings of parenting, Jehovah, may you even, dear King of Glory, help us to minister to the people that they'll be able to take care of their families for the good and for the glory of your name. Thank you, we praise you, to glorify you, because we look forward to, dear mighty Father, for stable families, for good children, and even the great nation ahead of us, so dear King of Glory. We thank you, we praise you, to glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Once more, viewers, I want to thank you for those of you who have been following us, for those of you who have been reaching out to our pages to see what we are doing from Deliverance Church Saika. And we've been doing a series of parenting during this COVID-19 times. And we are purposed to bring on board things that will take you even beyond COVID-19. The teachings that will take you even, that even you can teach even generations to come. So we are not just focusing on COVID-19, but we are going beyond COVID-19. Today, I intend to look at the 12 ways to become a more authoritative parent. I remember having talked about the parenting style, the 4 parenting styles, and we concluded that authoritative parenting style is one of the styles that has been seen as the best amongst the 4 of them. And so I just want to look at them so that you may see what can you do to become a good parent to your children. Generally, there is no single formula of raising children. There is no set out ways of looking after your own children. And it's believed that parenting is more of an art than a science, because basically science is based on formulas, science is based on experiments, science is based on proven ways of doing things. So parenting is more of an art than a science. And most researchers who have examined parenting styles believe authoritative parenting style is one of the best parenting style ever, because it's found that parents of this nature raise happier and healthier children who are more equipped to face real life tomorrow, real challenges tomorrow ahead of them, even down into their adulthood. So, and I want to bring to you that the good news is that anybody can be an authoritative parent. And that's why I'm purposing to share the 12 ways of becoming an authoritative parent, so that I can empower you, so that I can equip you to be an authoritative parent. Looking forward to raising children who will be responsible and children who will face their own challenges tomorrow and come out victorious. And as I begin, most of the times we parents, we don't take time to listen to our children when they are communicating to us. Most of the times maybe we are so much soaked up into maybe our newspaper or into news during the prime times, and we don't listen to what they are doing to us, or they are talking to us, or they are saying to us. So the first and foremost, it's very important that we learn to listen to our children. Unlike the authoritarian parenting or parents who believe that children are there to be seen and not to be heard, authoritative parents welcome their children's opinion, their views, what are their children thinking, and they listen to their concerns and allow them to share their ideas. So basically that's one way that you can be an authoritative parent, learning to listen to your children. Most of the times in counseling we say that there is active listening. And active listening means that you listen to more than just the words the child is saying, which means you have to pay attention, which means you have to look at them, that you can pick even what they are not saying with their words, but they are communicating with their body language. And so by so doing, you'll be able to hear what your child is saying to you. Giving your child positive attention goes a long way towards even preventing behavior problems, because you learn to understand what they are saying to you. You learn to listen to them. You can pick even whatever they are not saying and be able to journey with them and be able to help them. So number one is listen to your child and learn to actively listen to what they are communicating to you. Learn to actively listen to what they are saying to you. Learn to pick even the unspoken and the body language, that you may understand what they mean. And that will help you to very much go along with your children. And I would also like to ask you as a parent to learn to validate your child's emotions. Most of the times we rule out our children when they do certain things. Like maybe when your child cries, as a parent, most of the times you'll be very quick to ask, and why are you crying? Who has beaten you? And that in a manner we minimize their emotions. We don't validate their emotions. But it's good that we may help our children label their emotions. What are they feeling? Help them to label them. That if they are sad, let them understand that they are feeling sad, and it's okay to feel sad. And maybe one thing that you may want to address is how do they react even in their feeling sad. So next time your child is upset, resist minimizing their feelings. Most of the times we say that it's not a big deal. It might not be a big deal to you as a parent, but it might be a very big deal to your child. And at times, maybe as a parent, you may find yourself throwing away your child's toys. And when they come crying, you tell them it's not a big deal. It may be something they are playing with. They have made their clay thing they are playing with. They come, you have thrown away. For you, that whatever they have done, whatever they have molded, may not be a big deal, but to your child, it's a big deal. Take for instance, if your child is playing with a dolly, and in her mind, she is looking at this dolly as a baby. But for you, to you, a parent, it's just another thing. It's another thing that doesn't have life. But to her, she has given it life. It's a child to her. But here as a parent, you come, you pick it, throw it away. When she cries, you may end up even beating her. Why are you crying? Because to you, this is just a doll. But to your child, this is a real child. She has given it life. And so, it's good to validate what they are feeling. And not to tell them to stop crying. And just making them feel like there is no point to get upset. To them, it's a big deal. So, as a parent, validate their emotions. Tell them that that they are really sad at that particular moment. And correct maybe the behavior that has come with the sadness. Maybe let's assume that the child cries and he falls down and he rolls. And do you, a parent, you feel it is not the right thing to do? So what you can do is validate the emotion, but make them understand that the behavior that they are doing or they are displaying is not right. But make them understand that it's okay for you to feel sad, but it's not okay for you to fall down and roll down. You may get hurt. You may be bricked by something. So make them understand that it's okay to feel the way they are feeling, but they should not act the way they are acting. Or probably you have bought them a good thing. Maybe you are in a mall, you have gone in a mall or a grocery, and you have bought them something they like, and they're so happy they run around. So it's okay, make them understand it's okay to get excited because you have bought them something. But it's not okay to go running around in the mall, to go running around in the supermarket, because they may end up running into other people. So validate the emotions, but maybe make them understand that whatever they are doing is not an acceptable kind of behavior. And the third thing I want you to do is that I would like you to adopt to become an authoritative parent is consider their feelings. Considering these feelings or being authoritative means making your child's feelings, let it consider their feelings. How are they feeling? And so that means that whatever they do or whatever they are feeling, you appreciate. And also, it's good for you to understand that as a child, it's okay for them to feel the way they are feeling, and it's acceptable. But do not make them, do not agree with every feeling that comes along. Let them understand that there is a boundary. Let them understand that as a parent, you are in control. For instance, when you are planning to move houses, or you are planning to move from one town to another, maybe because you have been transferred from right from your job, it's just nice to try to understand how do your children feel about it. Just understand, how do they feel about the moving? It's not, but make them understand that probably maybe you are moving because you have been transferred from your job office, so you are going to a new station. So just consider their feelings, that they may know that you care as a parent, that they may know that as things are changing, you are considering what they are feeling, and they feel more secure to know that you are in control, but you care about their feelings. So always consider your children's feelings. Don't just assume that as you decide they'll have to just go along. At times you are planning to visit, maybe up country. Just try to find out how do they feel when it comes to going up country. They may be negative about going, but make them understand the reason you feel that you want them to go, and that will make them believe in you. That will make them understand that you consider what they feel, and they'll be very positive always when they air their feelings. They'll freely air their feelings. Another thing is that as a parent, an authoritative parent, have clear household rules in your home. Lay down your rules very clearly, so that it makes your children know what you expect of them as a parent ahead of time, and explain the reasons behind the rules you lay down. Probably you tell your children that every day make sure you are home by 6 or by 7, according to the way you want it to be. Explain to them why you want them to be home by 6. Let them understand that you care about the security. It's not just that you are setting rules, but you have a reason as to why you are setting these rules. At times, maybe you want your children to go to sleep early enough. Probably you feel like they should be in bed by 10 or by 9. And probably you feel by them going to bed early enough helps them to have good rest. It helps them to develop their body. It makes them to rest their brains, that when they wake up tomorrow, they're in good form. So make them understand that's why you want them to go to bed early. Don't just make a blanket rule, like just go to bed because I'm saying so. Go to bed because I'm your parent and I'm telling you to do it. Always give them a reason why you want them to do a certain thing. It helps them to understand that even when you are not there, they know daddy told us or mommy told us that it's good to go to bed at 10 because it helps us to grow our body well, it helps our mind to rest well, and it helps our brains to grow. And even when you are not there, they know it is for their good. Tell them come home early. They know it's for their security, and they always do that. If you don't do that as a parent, whenever you are not there, they'll not follow the rules because they don't know why you have laid the rules. But if you make the rules clear, they'll always follow them because they know why they are following them. They understand the concern or the underlying reason why you have told them to do that. So another thing that will help you be an authoritative parent or become an authoritative parent, when you talk about an issue with your children, maybe they have done something wrong, learn, especially when there are minor issues, learn to warn them just once. Warn them once and don't keep repeating. And always, it's good always to make sure that immediate consequences for rules or immediate consequences are taken for rules that are violated. You have told your child, maybe for us, you have TVs in the house. You have told your child that do not put on TV during the day, especially the times they are doing their studies. You come home, you find your child has put on a TV. Then make sure that you enforce the consequences. And probably even as you lay down the rules, I've just said that make them understand why you are laying down the rules. Because you have told them don't put on TV during times for studies so that you can concentrate. You come home, find your child has put on a TV the times you told them not to. Probably the consequence will be like you deny them one thing they are used to doing. Maybe during break times after studies, you always allow them to see TV, or you allow them to go out and play with a bike, or you allow them to go and have a certain game. So what you do as a parent, as an authoritative parent, deny them one of the things. Deny them a privilege. So because I've come home, I have found you watching TV, I told you not to watch TV, it means you are not going to go out to play. That is a consequence. So deny them a privilege. Or you may tell them next time when we are going, we will leave you home. So you deny them a privilege. But for any minor issues, just learn to warn them once, so that your children will understand and they will change the behavior. So don't waste your time saying meaningless things like don't make me tell you again. Instead, make them understand that if they don't stop doing whatever they are doing, you will deny them a privilege. Like if you don't pick up your toys now, you won't be able to go to the park after lunch. So the child knows that if I don't do this, there is a consequence. I'll miss out on something. And probably make them miss out on something they value most. Let them miss out on something they value most, so that they feel like, oh, it's very important for me to obey what my parents tells me. So they'll always follow the rules because they don't want to miss out on that thing that they love most. And always make your children understand that whatever you tell them, you mean it. Whatever you say, you mean it. And most of the times, I've always said this even in my own house, that if you don't mean to say anything, if you know you not uphold whatever you have said, then don't say it. Like if you tell your child that if you misbehave, I'll do this, I'll deny you a privilege, make sure you follow it exactly as you have said. Don't say it, and when a child misbehaves, you don't apply the consequence. You will make your child continue doing the wrong things because they know daddy doesn't mean what they say. Or daddy just says he will not do whatever he has said. So always avoid offering multiple warnings, because repeating yourself trains your child not to listen to the first time you speak. If you keep repeating whatever you say the first time, they'll know, you will repeat again, so they'll continue doing it. Most times I've seen parents tell their children, stop doing that. And at times when we are talking to the children we love most, those we are used to calling daddy or mommy, daddy watcher, and your child continues doing the same thing, you continue repeating and you are doing nothing about it. That trains your child not to listen to whatever you say, because they believe daddy doesn't mean what he says, or mommy doesn't mean what he says. So whatever you say, and they'll continue doing it. So if you want to become an authoritative parent, mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't keep repeating yourself. Say once, give a warning once, and apply the consequences as you have said or as you have promised. Conclusively, as I say, I want to say one more point, and maybe we'll pick it up next time because I'm just mentioning the sixth point. Use consequences that teach life lessons to your children. When you are dealing with your children as an authoritative parent, don't make your child suffer for his mistakes. When your child has done a mistake, don't give a punishment that will make him suffer. Don't inflict pain. There are instances when parents have applied punishment where they want their children to suffer, and they have ended up killing them. They have ended up harming them to the extent that they take them to hospital again because you are doing it out of anger. But as an authoritative parent, don't make your child suffer for his or her mistakes. Also, avoid shaming the children, and don't use corporal punishment, because authoritative parents don't use corporal punishment. Authoritative parents don't shame their children. Authoritative parents don't inflict pain in punishing. And also, don't use guilt trips, like saying things like I'm so disappointed in you. That makes the child feel like he's the problem. But authoritative parents don't use such like languages. Instead, they help their children see that they made a bad choice. In whatever they have done, they just made a bad choice, but they are not bad people themselves. It is a choice that was the wrong thing, not the child. So you make your child understand that he's okay, he's good, but the choice they did is what is wrong. And most of the times also, when we get mad, we don't get mad because we hate our children. We get mad at what the children have done because whatever they have done is what is wrong. Take for instance, if your child is out there playing and he abuses somebody, that whatever she or he has done is the wrong thing. But your child is not bad. So it's for you, the parent, to teach your child to do the right thing. It's for you, a parent, to make them understand that whatever they have done is what is wrong, but they are not bad as themselves as children. And so, as much as you may be disappointed with whatever they have done, don't tell them that you are so disappointed in them. It is the character that you are disappointed with. It's whatever they have done that has made you feel disappointed, but not the children themselves. So consequences are often logical in nature. So a child who refuses to shut off a video game may lose a video game privilege for 24 hours. This is what I say, using the consequences to make your children understand. And create the consequences that make your child learn to do better in the future. For instance, if they are playing and hits another in their play, probably it's because of he's annoyed with one thing or another. He's annoyed with the way the other child did their thing, and they end up hitting them. So when they hit the other, either a brother or a friend, don't respond by spanking them also because they have hit the other one. Instead, take away a privilege. Take away a privilege from them. And as I said earlier, take away that thing that they love most. Take away that thing that they value most. And after taking away the privilege, teach them the best way on how to react. Teach them the best way on how you will want them to do next time, how to manage their anger or conflict resolution skills. Probably ask them, I know you are angry at your friend, but how best else would you have reacted? How best else would you have done it without hitting him? And teach them how next they can react, how they can control their anger. Most of the times in my sessions with students, especially students who have maybe been sent to counseling sessions because of anger management, they have ended up fighting in school with others. They have ended up beating others because maybe they abused them or they said one word that they didn't like. And as I deal with them, I always ask if they have agreed that they were angry, that's why they acted in the way they acted. I always ask them, what would have been an alternative way of you doing it? Most of them have said that maybe I would have reported them to the teacher. Maybe I would have taken them to the prefect. And so, by so doing, you are making them understand that there are alternatives that they can use to handle their anger. Instead of hitting another, they can report them. And also, I know in society, we have positive ways that we can learn to help our children even respond to whatever they are feeling. If they are feeling angry, how else can they handle their anger? That they may not direct it back to their friends by hitting them. And so as an authoritative parent, explore with your child which other ways would they have reacted? Which other ways would they have responded? In fact, responding is the best one. In which other ways would they have responded to whatever had happened to them? And so, I would like to stop at that point. And in our next session, we'll look at the remaining 6 bits on how to become a more authoritative parent that will be more accommodative with our children, listening to them, helping them even tackle the issues, handle their emotions. And I know, as I end there, I know you have picked one thing or another that may be helpful to you as a parent, even as you journey with your children, that you may not be permissive, but you may help them. Even as you set the rules, that you'll make them understand, you'll give reasons as to why you are setting the rules, and they'll follow all through knowing why they are following the rules, and they'll observe them even in your absence. So, dear viewers, I just want to stop there, and I want to thank you for even listening to me. And I want to welcome questions. I want to welcome maybe observations that you have made in your own family, how it has been for you. And I like also to welcome any other issue that you may have picked that you may want us to clarify, or me to clarify on it more. You are very much welcome to even come in person to seek for counseling sessions. If you're having issues with your children, you may bring them even for counseling, that you may journey with them. So you are very much welcome to come and inquire in our church office, and you will be given more information how you will get to me. And I'm open. You are very much welcome to get in touch with me. You may have my phone, or you may book an appointment at the office, and we will get in touch. So I want us to end with a word of prayer. Father, I want to thank you, I want to praise you, I want to glorify you. Thank you for this opportunity that you have given unto us to reach out to our parents, to talk to them, even to help them even in parenting skills, that they may be the more authoritative even as they bring up their children, that they may listen to them, they may talk to them, and even agree on issues, that they may consider even their feelings in their decision making as parents. I want to thank you and I want to praise you. Father, I just want to thank you for that parent that is listening to me. I want to thank you, everlasting Jehovah, that you may even help them to bring up the best families possible, and even for the ministry, and even for the nation. I want to thank you and to praise you and to glorify you. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. So viewers, thank you. You are welcome. Give us comments.